Alright guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have the SG back on the bench. Last episode we converted the control cavity, put all new pots, took out the printed circuit board type of system that Gibson, I don't know why they did, but they did. We fixed it. Pickups are here, and that's always a big day. We got bare knuckles going in this one. I've had a rash of bare knuckle pickup installs recently. So open the box. They're nice enough to give you a set of roto sounds. This customer doesn't use them, so they mine. They give you, I don't know, they give you a little box candy, you know, a coaster and some stuff. That's going to be for the client. What I'm more concerned with is, the pickups. These are the Mule. The Mule pickups is what they call them. So I was able to source these locally, well, locally here in the States, I should say. Bare knuckle pickups are in, they're in England, and they're handmade. In fact, I have this client has two other instruments here, both Gibson Epiphone products, call it what you will. Getting bare knuckle pickups put in. One is getting a set of these, which are the Mules, and the other one are Stormy Mondays. One's a hollow body, one's a flying V. We'll show that, but I had to order them from England. These I was able to find these in this country. They pretty much send them to you. Green and white is your tap. You put those together. They send them to you figuring, well, unless you're going to use a push-pull or a splitter or whatever, or a phase switch, they send them telling you that's what those two leads are for. In this application, we're not using it, and I appreciate that they did that. But I do have a cheat sheet in here with all of the color codes listed for almost every pickup manufacturer known. Red is your hot lead, and bare and black is your ground, and we're going to solder those together right now, and we're going to tin the other end of that. It looks as though they may have already even tinned the tips of these wires. They did. These are really, really, really good pickups, and by the way, they're really, really, really high end. But you cannot beat them. They are really, really good pickups. Handmade individually to order. So you can even, I'm pretty certain you can even get with them and say, this is what I want. It's not any of your custom or regular product. And I'm sure they'd be happy to go, yeah, sure, no problem. We could do that. So this is my neck pickup. They even put a sticker on it. I am going to put an N on it just so I know, because that'll get torn. And the other one will be the B. So let us proceed. Yes, this one does use pickup rings, and they must be in the parts box somewhere. Somewhere. Oh no, they don't use pickup rings. I'm sorry. That was my faux pas. The pick guard is actually the pickup rings. So once we get our leads tended to on each pickup, then I'm going to take that off and mount. Not my favorite style. All I'm going to do is tin again. I'm going to re-tin just to make sure I can see that it's been done. then we want to put a sleeve on that. I'm pretty certain a small sleeve will get over that. Will it? Yahtzee. Yahtzee. That's just the way I do. See? Put a nice shrink tube on there so all of this is the end sticking out. Alright. Yep. I like it. Beautiful. We got two of those to do. I'm going to pause briefly while I tin and prep the other pickup, and then I'm going to mount them on here, and we're just going to show stuffing them through there and getting them in the cavity. All right, and we'll be right back. All right, kids, we're back. Pickups are mounted in the pick guard. On this particular one, that's the way it is, and it's probably my least favorite one. Now, you're going to start with the neck, which is this guy right here. Push it through, get it through into the cavity, and this is where it gets kind of tricky and wonky and it's unwieldy, but it's all right. Just pay attention, get it to come through. And get it right like so. And then get your bridge to pop through, your bridge wire harness. And that's that. Just like so. Oh, somebody's ringing the doorbell out front, so I just want to finish this so I can show you. The neck has to go through this cavity into the bridge cavity so that it can live in there, like so. And then you just gently start tugging them through, right? Until you get them out the back. And then once you get it like that, you can just kind of peek underneath and make sure your neck harness is right in the center. And the rest of it should fall home like that. And then we have both of our leads out here, right? That's where we're going to start to attach to the cavity. I'm going to pause briefly. I have to go answer the door. Somebody's here to drop off a guitar. Be right back. Okay, so we're back. I know this looks different, but I got them mounted. Everything's in there. Just a couple of screws holding the pick guard on. To get back to our wire harnesses hanging out here, right? For the neck and the bridge. That's going to be the next order of business. And really then, for today's purposes, we're just going to solder these in, get the wires tucked properly, and tap test and make sure that everything is working correctly. Yeah, fella. So this is our bridge, this is our neck. The neck is going right there, and the bridge is going right there. Volume, volume, tone, tone. Let's get some solder going here. I think before I solder them, I am going to kind of excess. I used to snip these off really, really close, but I found that through working on my clients, they always bring their instruments back, 6 months, 2 months, 3 months later, and they go, "Can you do this?" And then I end up having to extend. I'd rather leave the extra in there as much as I can. If it's way too long, then we get rid of it. But later on, if I have to go back in here and open this up and take those pickups out and put something else in or anything of that nature, it just makes it easier instead of having it really, really short. And really, that's all it takes. That's all I need to get over to my business, just that little bit. And all we did was, put it all back together and zip tie it. The excess. Just double it over, put a zip tie on it. I think the neck will be fine the way that it is. It will tuck around thusly, and then the bridge, same thing. All right, you follow? So we're up to temperature. No, I'm not going to pull the camera down close. Just don't need to. Today's exercise is just to get the pickups mounted and tap test. Bridge, neck. This is my neck right here. So let's just cover. So we already tinned these. The neck is going to that lug right there. I'm going to put that one on first and the ground last. Should go right through and agree with everything I'm telling it to do. But between you and me, that never works out. That's it. Now our ground. And of course, try to keep any excess wires, other wires out of the way. When you're in there with the solder iron, be careful. I got some new solder, and I got to tell you right away, I like it better than what I was using before. I don't know what the problem was. I think it was a bad batch. You want rosin core. Tug, make sure you're home. The neck is home and golden. Now, the trick is, my fat head is in the way, I'm sorry. That one's probably a little long. That one's probably a little long. I don't need it that long. The next one is the bridge. Why are you not agreeing? I think some of that old solder was on there. It was giving me so much trouble. But it's a nice clean joint and I can live with that. And it is holding our ground next. Right on the back of the pot. Yeah, I like this solder a lot better. It flows instantly. And it stays nice and silver. I think that other roll of solder was contaminated, or it was just cheap. It's possible it was just some cheap crap. So, once you get everything connected, make sure you're happy where everything is going to lay and live, that nothing's getting tugged too much. Yeah, I think we're going to be all right with that. Well, the moment of truth, rewiring an SG, and we're going to tap test it and go put it through its motions with the toggle. And that should be it for today. I might be getting ahead of myself. Let's make sure. I just had another client in here and he was jacking up the gain and everything on that amp. Let's check the neck. Tone. Yup. Neck. Tone. Middle. Should have one volume off, should shut them both off. And one tone. Yep, we're golden. I love it. So that's a success. 50 style wiring in an SG. I'm not going to show you putting the rest of the guitar together. If you search my YouTube channel, you'll see us doing all this work before. It has a Bigsby on it and all that stuff that we did in the first video we took off. We've already done that. So all we were doing today was finishing up our first video of converting this and taking out this problematic circuit board. Right? Take that out and you put in all regular pots and what have you, right? This works, but to me it's a tone sucker, and if you want to swap out pickups, which is really what this client was after, was putting in some good bare knuckle pickups, you have to take out the harness, open it, splice into it, and then plug it back in. You have no choice but to use the plug from Gibson for this. Now, if he changes his mind a week from now, wants to put different pickups in, all we have to do is unsolder and pull them out. You can't. You can do this. You can do it this way. You can splice into that, but if you want to do it again and again and again and again later on, you're losing wire every time you do it, if that makes any sense. And because you have to continually use the plug that goes in that circuit board for the bridge and the neck pickup and the three-way switch and the blah, 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 blah. I don't like that crap. This guitar is going to come alive now. It's your Uncle Blackjack with 396 guitars. SG, Gibson SG. It's a classic. We did some work on it. We got it running. I will put this guitar together off screen. You don't need to see that. One thing, thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes and shares. And thank you for subscribing. It helps me a lot. We'll talk soon. If you dig what I'm doing, like and subscribe.